Alright guys, so welcome to the fifth project of this course. So in this video, we are going to be building this project by just using HTML and CSS, no JavaScript, no nothing. So without wasting any further time, now let's get into it. Alright, so before getting into the project, first of all, let me mention one thing. So if you want to use these same images, which I'm going to be using throughout this project, so you can just click on the link which I'm going to give you in the description below, and which will bring you to my GitHub repository, and you can download all of these images from my GitHub repository. And if you want to use your own images, so feel free to do that. So I'm going to just create a new file. Let me just zoom in a bit. I'm going to create a new file, give a name of like index.html. And now let's just create another one, give a name of like style.css for styling. Alright, so in this index.html file, I'm going to just create a doc type HTML first of all. So doc type HTML. So what do we have to do? I'm going to give a name of like chairs, and I'm going to also link it with my CSS file as well. So I guess I messed it up something. So chairs, I guess that's fine. So now I'm going to just hide this heading area or head area. Now I'm going to right click on it and open it with a live server. So it will now open it with a live server. Alright, so we have nothing inside our body and stuff. So now let's just get in towards first thing. So the first thing which we are going to be start working on our nav section start. So we are going to be start working on our navigation area first of all. So I'm going to write like nav strat start. Alright, so now let's just duplicate that and change this one to nav section n, and inside that we are going to be just writing our navigation. Inside this navigation we are going to be creating a div with a class of logo, because we are going to be putting our logo inside this div. Now inside that we are going to be just writing h1 with a class, not a class but as a label of logo. Alright, so outside from there I'm going to write a ul and then li, then anchor tag, and now let's just duplicate that. I guess 4 times would be fine, so I'm going to just duplicate that like 4 times. It will go to nowhere. So first of all, we are going to be writing like furniture will be fine, and the second one will be project. The third one will be, I guess, like a product will be fine. And now let's just write or about a section, or it should be like a, you know what, uppercase will be fine. So now if you save our file, so that's it. Now underneath this ul, first of all, let's just write our button. So underneath this ul, let's just create our button with the class of btn and fill. So not learn more, but just register will be fine. Register. Okay, so if you save our file, so this is how currently things looks like. So now let's jump into our css, and now let's just style that a bit. So what do we have to do? I'm going to remove everything from here, and now let's just start working on our resets. So I'm going to write a comment for myself like a resets, and let's just start working on our everything selector. Margin will be 0, padding will be also 0, and box sizing will be now set to border box. So this is going to be it for the resets. So what else do we have to do? We have to get a fonts from our fonts.google.com. so we have to just go to this fonts.google.com, and here we are going to be just getting one font called a Playfire or Playfair, whatever you want to call that. I'm going to remove these other fonts which we use in our previous projects. So now in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just search for a Playfire or Playfair display, whatever you want to call that. So I'm going to just click on this this first one, and now let's just select, I guess I'm going to select everything, all of its styling, but not italic one, but a regular one would be fine. So 500, then we have 600, 700, 800 and 900. So now you have to just click on that, and now let's just click on this import, and let's just copy this link, and I'm going to put it above. And now let's just copy this Playfire display or whatever you want to call that, and I'm going to put it inside my root, or you know, I'm going to paste it right here, and I'm going to comment that for a second. And now let's just start working on our variables. So the first variable which I'm going to be creating is a main color. So we are going to be using this color throughout, so which is E3, E8, E4, I guess that was the color, and kind of a grayish color. So now let's just create a new color which is a primary color. So this is going to be now like 36, 36 and 36. Yeah, that's going to be fine. A little bit darker gray. Then we have a main font, so main font which will be that font. So I'm going to comment that. I'm going to cut it from there. I'm going to paste it right here. So if you save our file, so these are it for our variables, okay, or custom properties, whatever you want to call that. Now let's just start working on our navigation, but before we do, I'm going to have to write a comment for myself like a nav section start. Okay, so this is going to be the comment, and now inside there, what do we have to do? We are going to be first of all writing a display of flags. Justify content will be now set to not center, but just a space around. And now let's just write align items, and it will be now set to center. And text align will be also set to center. Okay, so font family, I'm going to change that to like not war, but I guess I'm going to just change that to sans serif would be fine. You can choose whichever kind of font you like, but in my case, sans serif would be fine. So padding, I'm going to give him like 10 pixel all around. And now if you save that, and now let's just preview it. So it's looking cool, but we have to take care of these. So we want to set that to the inline style. So what do we have to do for that? First of all, we want to select this UL, I mean like this LI, which is inside this UL. So we want to select that. So for that, first of all, we are going to be writing a UL. Then inside this UL, we have our LI. So now we select that. Now let's just write a display of inline. Okay, so if you just save that, I'm going to just save this file. And now it's looking cool, but now also remove that list style, and now let's just set that to none. And if you save that, that wasn't showing up, but we still remove that anyways. So now let's just start working on over each of these anchor tags, which is right here. So now let's just select that. So if you want to select that, first of all, we are going to be using a UL, then LI, and then anchor tag. So now I'm going to just write a text decoration and none. So it will now remove that text decoration from these anchor tags. And what else do we have to do? We are going to be also changing the color to be totally black, and margin for the left area. Oh my goodness, what am I even doing? So margin for the left, I'm going to give him like 4 rem would be fine. And now if you save that, and these are looking cool. So these are looking cool. Now what else do we have to do? I'm going to also provide a hover effect on that as well. So for that, let me just select that ULLI and anchor tag one more time, and now let's just use that hover effect on that. So once we hover our mouse over to it, so we want to provide a border for the bottom to like 2 pixel and solid. And now let's just use let's just use our primary color. So padding for the bottom, I'm going to give him like 10 pixel, and now if you save that, and now if you hover our mouse over to it, so here you can see we are now getting that border bottom right here. Okay, so now let's just take care of this register button real quick. So what was the class? The class was BTN fill. So I'm going to copy that from here, and I'm going to just paste it right here. So let's just select that BTN fill, and I'm going to just provide a padding of like 10 pixel for top and bottom, 30 pixel for the left and right. And I'm going to also change the background color to be like a war of their primary color, which we declare. And also let's just use a border to be like none, because we want to remove their ugly border. And now let's just set the border radius to be 100 pixel, and color, not columns but color, in this case we are going to be setting that to like totally pure white, and cursor will be pointer. So if you save that, and here you can see this is how our button looks like. So if you hover mouse over to it, so we are just getting that cursor of pointer to be precise. So now we are totally done with this navigation as well. So now section end. So now let's just get into our HTML and start working on our header area. So that was just a coding for our navigation. So now let's just start working on our header area. So I'm going to write a comment for myself like a header section start, and duplicate that, and this is going to be the end of that header section. So what do we have to do? First of all, we are going to be writing a header, and we're not going to be giving any classes and whatsoever. So then we have to create a content and then container. So inside this content container, we are going to be writing h1 with the class of main headings. So these are going to be the main headings of our web page. So the most, and then br. And now let's just provide like span in here, and we're not going to be giving any classes whatsoever. So comfortable okay, and also provide a br in here. And now let's just start working, or I'm going to write like a chair for you in a capitalized cases. And now underneath this h1, what do we have to do? We are going to be writing a p with the class of primary headings. Okay, so inside there, I'm going to put a lorem ipsum just like so. Or you know what, I'm going to remove that. Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to do that. Let's just remove these 2 lines from there. And underneath this paragraph tag, we have to create a buttons container so that we can reuse that again and again. So now let's just use what btn, or btns would be fine, in container. Inside there, we are going to be creating 2 buttons with the class of btn fill. So it will just fill that button, and it will take the styling which we just provide right here. So now let's just write like a register. And now let's just start working on our new button. So let's just create that, and this is going to be it for the btn outline. So it will just say like learn more. I'm going to just zoom out a bit, and this is how it looks like. So if you save our file, so these are the HTML coding for header area. Alright, so now let's just get in towards CSS, and now let's just style that a bit. Alright, so here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to first of all start from that button, so that we can put our buttons in one place. So I'm going to just start working on our BTN and outline, so which is the button which we create right here. So this BTN outline. Alright, so I'm going to provide a background color to be totally transparent because we want to remove that background and also that border. Okay, so I'm going to just give a margin for the left like 20 pixel, and now let's just increase the font weight of that, or not increase, but just provide a little bit of boldness to it, so a cursor will be pointed if you save that, and this is how it looks like for now. Okay, so just actual text to be precise, not tech. You know what, I'm gonna put it right here. So now let's just create a new comment for myself, like header section start, and I'm gonna just zoom out a bit so you guys can see everything a bit better. And we are going to be start working on our headers. So I'm gonna give a height of like 100 VH. Display will be now set to totally flex because we want them to be like totally flexible, and flex wrap will be now set to wrap. And justify content, I'm going to set that to like space between in this case, and align items will be now set to totally centered. So if you save that, and this is how currently things looks like. Alright, so what else do we have to do? We have to select that content container, which is this content container right here. So I'm going to just copy that, and I'm going to select it right here. So I'm going to paste it, and let's just provide a margin for the left to be like 6 rems, and also let's just start working on our headings. So these headings, so I'm going to just make that a little bit bigger and stuff. So the class was like main heading. I'm gonna copy that real quick, and I'm gonna just paste it right there. So I'm gonna just write a font size of like 4 rem. Font family, I'm gonna change that to like var of main font, so which we declare above, and color in this case is going to be like 1 2 3 and 4 5 6 and 4 F. Okay, so this kind of a bluish black color, whatever you want to call it. And then we have a margin for the bottom of 2 rem. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right here. Now I'm going to just take care of that, and I want to make that to like totally pure black colored. So I'm going to just write like main headings, and now inside this main headings we have a span. Let me just show you that real quick. So now we want to select that one, and we want to just provide a totally black color on it. So if you save that, and boom, this is how it looks like. Alright, so now let's just take care of these primary headings real quick. So I'm going to just select that. From here, I'm gonna write copy that to be precise, not write, and let's just provide a max width will be like, I don't know, 500 pixel will be fine, and font family will be also set to sans serif, and line height, I'm gonna just provide a little bit of line height to it, like, I don't know, 25 pixel will be fine, and margin for the bottom, I'm gonna give it like 2 rem. And now if you save that, and this is how it looks like for now. Anyway, so it's looking better. Now let's just take care of that image container first of all. So we have to write HTML code for that. So let me just get into it, and underneath everything, so underneath this div and stuff, so inside a header area, but underneath these buttons and all of their containers, so we have to create another div with the class of img and then container, like so. And let's just render our image. So let's just go to our images. So I'm going to hit Control Space, select this images folder, and I'm going to just select that Daniel, or I guess, which one should I choose? Okay. I'm going to zoom out a bit first of all. Let's just zoom out a bit. So, I'm going to select this one and remove BG one. So I'm going to just select this remove BG. And now if you save our file, so it will now gives us this image right here, with the background removed. So I've already removed the background from this image, so that's why we can see that without any background and stuff. So now let's just get into our CSS, and now let's just style that a bit. So what I'm going to do, first of all, let me just select my img and container. So container, like so, which is this class, like img container. I'm going to copy it from here. I'm going to paste it right here. So I want to make sure that we select the same div. So let's just provide a width of like 500 pixel, and I'm going to duplicate, then I'm going to change that to like height, and let's just use a background color to be like totally main color. Okay, so I'm going to also provide a border radius to be like 100%, and now if you save that, so this is how it looks like right now. For now, it's going to be like totally totally unresponsive, like not responsive. So we can make that responsive once we jump into media queries, but you don't have to worry about their responsiveness and all of that stuff for now. So what else do we have to do? Let's just take care of that image because it's looking a bit smaller, and let's just take care of that real quick. So image container. So I'm going to select my image container, and inside this image container I'm going to select that image, and I'm going to just provide like a width of 400 pixel and height will be 500 pixel, and the margin for the left will be just 20 pixel and margin for the bottom will be 40 pixels. So now if you save our file, and this is how it looks like for now. Okay, so it's looking better like so. Anyways, so that's looking cool. If you want to change that around, so feel free to do that. So what else do we have to do? Let's just start working on our popularity section. So I'm gonna write a comment for myself like header section end. Okay, so now let's just get into HTML, and here I'm gonna write a comment for myself like what popularity section start. Popularity section start would be fine, and I'm gonna duplicate that and I'm gonna set that to like n, and inside there we are going to be creating a section with the class of popularity. Inside this popularity section, we are going to be creating a new container with the class of popularity1. Inside this popularity1, I'm going to write h1 with the text of 12k plus would be fine. And now let's just create a paragraph with a class, or not a class, but a text of premium product. Okay, so I'm going to just duplicate this one 2 times. So this is going to be the popularity2, and this is going to be the popularity3. Okay, so let's just change this text to be like something else. I don't know, 21k or k would be fine, k plus. And also happy customers. Alright, so also change this text to be 28k plus award winning. Okay, so this is going to be it for our popularity section. So we have one div with the class of popularity. Inside there we have 3 more divs, so with the class of popularity 1, 2, and 3, and then we have a little bit of text inside this. Now let's just style that a bit, and let's just write our comment. First of all, I'm going to write a comment for myself like popularity, P-O-P-U-L-A-R-I-T-Y, popularity section start, and I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to change it to popularity section end. And first of all, let's just start working on our popularity section, and let's just provide a display of flex on it. Justify content will be now set to flex, and because we want to push that to the end, and align items will be now set to centered. So if we save that, and we cannot see that, why not? Let's just see why can't. Alright, so we can see that right here underneath. So what do we have to do? Let's just select our div inside that popularity section, which is these div like popularity 1, 2, and 3 divs. So let's just select that. I'm going to write a popularity, and let's just select all of the divs which is inside there. I'm going to write a margin right for them like 5 rem would be fine. And now if you save that, and this is how it looks like. Okay, or you know what, first of all, let me just give them a height of like 100 VH so you guys can see everything a bit clear. Now it's here, but it will just take its place once we remove that 100 pixel of viewport height. So I just want to show you everything in a one viewport. So let's just select our popularity, not primary headings, but popularity, and inside that we are going to be selecting each of their h1. So we are going to be just increasing the font size to be like, I don't know, 3 rem, and text alignment will be now set to totally center. And I'm going to also change the color to be 36, 36, and 36. Let's just remove that period from there. And font family, I'm going to change that to my main font, this one. So that was it. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like for now. Anyways, so it's looking a bit awful. You know what? That's looking awful. What can I do? You know, I'm gonna just stick to that. If you want to choose your own kind of a color, so you can also provide that. Now let's just select all of that paragraph which is inside that popularity, P-O-P-U-L-A-R-I-T-Y div, and all of that popularity paragraphs. Now let's just select that. I'm gonna copy this color from there. I'm gonna paste it right here, and I'm gonna also change the font family to be sans serif. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like for now. Okay, so now I'm gonna just remove that height from there. So let's just remove that height, save it. And this is how it looks like. You know what, I'm going to change this color to something else. It's looking awful. So if you save that, yeah, this color is fine. Not that one. Let's just copy this color. I'm gonna paste it in here as well. Like so. So I'm gonna paste it. Yeah, it's looking better. Anyway, so we are totally done with this popularity section as well. So what else do we have to do? Now let's just start working on our products container section. So let's just write a comment for ourselves like products, products section start and duplicate that and product section end. Okay, so inside there we are going to be writing a lot of HTML. So we are going to be writing a section first of all with the class of products, and then container. Inside this products container we are going to be writing h1 with the class of products, heading, and also the main headings. Okay, so inside there I'm going to zoom out a bit. Inside the h1 we are going to be writing not h1 but shop popular, popular, like so, and I'm going to put a br tag in there. And now let me just put a span in here and categories like so. Underneath this h1, what do we have to do? We are going to be writing each of the products containers. So products, inside there we are going to be using just a regular product, singular product to be precise. Inside there we are going to be using a product image layer. Okay, so this is going to be the layer for our image. Inside there we are going to be using an image and then img1. So this is going to be the first image. Anyways, so what do we have to do in this case? We want to duplicate that. So underneath this div we are going to be creating a new div with a class of product content. So inside this product content we are going to be writing h1 with a class of product name. So I'm going to just write like workshop chair. Okay, so workshop chair, and I'm going to duplicate this line of code, or you know what, I'm not going to be duplicating anything. So paragraph and then product quality, quality, like so, and indoor chair like so. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like. So now I'm going to just duplicate this product content 2 times. So this is going to be the first time, or you know what, we're not going to be duplicating there. So you know what, I'm going to duplicate this product from here to here. So this is going to be the first product, then we have a second one and the third one. Okay, so this is going to be the first one, and we are totally done with that right here. So this is going to be the second one, and then we have to change this one from image 1 to image 2. Okay, so we also, you know what, this is going to be the same like workshop chair and indoor chair. Let's just also change this image 1 to be image 3 in this case. Okay, everything is now fine. So underneath this div, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just create a section, or you know what, outside from that div, but inside that section. So we are going to be creating a new section or div with the class of b and then container for buttons container. So we are going to be just placing our button. Here we are going to be placing our HTML entity. So first of all, I'm going to just write an and symbol. Oh my goodness, so we are going to be writing an and. So where is my and symbol? Yeah, there we go. So we are going to be writing an and symbol and then the pound symbol, then x2190. Okay, so this is going to be the first arrow, and now let's just write a new button. So I'm gonna write a button, and let's just provide our and symbol and then RARR and then just close it. Okay, so I'm gonna also close the other one right here. So if you save our file, and it will not give us that arrow which you cannot see right away, but this is going to be it for our HTML. So now let's just style that a bit. So first of all, you know what, let me just write a comment for myself like products section start. Okay, so this is going to be the start and this is going to be the end of that product section. I'm going to zoom in, and first of all, let's just start working on our products headings. So I'm going to write up products and then heading. Okay, so inside there, I'm going to just set that to text line of center, and margin for the top, I'm going to give him like margin top, I'm going to give him like 10 rem, and margin for the bottom, I'm going to give him like 5 rem, and font size will be now set to 4 rem, and color will be now in this case set to like 3 zeros and then 4 5 6 and 4f, kind of that bluish kind of color. So if you save that, and this is how currently things looks like. Alright, so that was it for our products heading. Let's just start working on our span. So we want to make that blank. I guess that's already blank, or no, yeah, that's already blank, so we don't have to play around with that. let's just start working on our products. So each of the products, I'm going to use a products in this case, and display will be now set to totally center. Flex wrap will be now set to wrap, and justify content will be now set to space around. And align items, I'm going to set that to center, and save file, and this is how it looks like for now. Okay, so I'm going to just provide a height of like 100 VH in this case. So if you save that, this is how it looks like. So we will remove this 100 VH height from there just in a second, but I just kind of want to show you everything. So let's just see what will be the container. So products container, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to just paste it right here, and let's just provide that heading, or not heading, that height from there, cut it from there and paste it right here. And this is how currently things looks like. So we have these kind of 2 buttons right here, and we have 2 rows or arrows right here. So anyways, so now let's just start working on our each product. So I'm going to just select there, first of all, product. So that was a plural, products, and this is a product right here. Okay, so let's just use our display flex, and flex direction in this case will be now set to column, and justify content I'm going to use like center. Align items, I'm going to also use center, and margin for the top, margin top will be just set to 50 pixels. So if you save our file, and this is how it looks like for now. Anyways, so now let's just start working on our product image layer. So I'm going to first of all select my product, and then we have a product img and layer. Okay, so this class, let me just show you. So we have these class for all of their layers. So I'm going to just provide a background color, and now it will be set to totally that main color which we declare up above. And here we are going to be using a border for our top left radius. I'm going to give them like 200 pixel. Duplicate that one more time, and this is going to be it for the alright, so top left right and top top left right, border top left radius, and then we have border right radius. There we go. So padding, I'm going to give him like 20 pixels. So if you save that, and here you can see this is how it looks like for now. Anyway, so now let's just start working on our image, and then you will get to see that will grow. Just a second. So first of all, let's just start working on our product. Let's just select our product right here. Inside that product, we are going to be selecting our image layer. So product image layer, and now let's just select all of our images. So I'm going to give them a width of like 200 pixel, and height will be also set to 200 pixel. So now let's just apply new images for all of their image 1, image 2, and image 3 classes, which we provide right here. So this is going to be image 2, and this is going to be image 1, and that one is going to be the image 3 right here. Anyway, so now let's just start working on that real quick. So what do we have to do? First of all, I'm going to copy all of that selector from there. It's kind of long to write it, and I'm going to paste it right here. So instead of writing img, so I'm going to just write img1, and let's just change the background to be not a color but just a background shorthand, and I'm going to provide a URL of images. So I'm going to go to the images, and I'm going to also provide that Bruno or whatever the name is. I'm going to just select that image, and I'm going to be providing a background size of totally cover. And I'm going to also provide a background position of center, not color but center. Okay, so let's just duplicate that 2 times, so 1 and 2, and this is going to be now it for image second one, like 2, and this is going to be the image 3. Okay, and now let's just reuse this, or let's just remove these images from there. So the second image I'm going to be selecting is that, the first image will be for Daniels. So let's just remove, or not Daniel, yeah, Daniels, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to select that, and now let's just select our second image and provide that Bruno or whatever the guy name is, and then we have a Scott. So let's just remove that and write a Scott, and now if you save that, and this is how it looks like for now. Okay, so everything is looking perfect the way I expect them to be looking. So now let's just take care of all these other stuff right here. So what do we have to do? Let's just start working on our products content. So we have product content, so like so. I'm going to write a background color of totally war of primary color. Okay, so let's just provide a padding of like 27 would be fine. So 27 pixel, and also the padding for the bottom, I'm going to provide like padding bottom of 50 pixel, and text alignment I'm going to set that to center, and color will be now totally white. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like. Okay, so if you zoom in a bit, alright, so I guess we have to provide a little bit of spacing in there, and then it will look a bit fine. Or we can just shrink down the images, or not the images size but the font size. Let's just select their product name. First of all, I'm going to use a product content, and inside this product content we want to select our product name. Okay, so I'm going to just provide a font family of that, not war but sans serif, and margin for the bottom I'm going to provide like 10 pixels. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so it's kind of a increase a bit. Now let's just select our B container or buttons container, and text alignment will be now set to center. So if you save that, it will push that buttons to the bottom. You know, I'm going to remove that height from there. We don't need it anymore. So height of 100 VH. So I'm going to remove that. Save file, or you know what, not that one. Come on, man. Select it one more time. Height of 100 VH. Alright, so this is the first one. This is the first one, this is the second one. So let's just remove that. Save it. And yeah, that's looking fine. So that's that. Now what else do we have to do? We have to select the B, and not just buttons but just B and container, and we want to select both of those buttons. I'm going to remove their border, set that to none, and also the background will be transparent in this case, and the font size I'm going to increase that to 2 rem, and cursor will be pointer. I'm going to give a margin of 0 auto, and margin for the left will be set to 20 pixel, and margin for the top I'm going to set that to 10 pixels. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like. I guess you cannot see that. Let me just show you that real quick. Okay, so we have product name, we have a product, blah blah blah. Let's just provide a height to not the images, not the layers, but I guess to the product would be fine, or products would be fine. I'm going to provide a height of 100 VH in there, and if you save that, and you cannot see those buttons, but you will see that just in a second. Anyways, I'm going to remove that height from there, and we are totally done with our what do we call it, our product section. Now let's jump into a new section called why choose us, or why us. Let me just write a comment for myself like why us question mark section start, and then duplicate that in section end. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to just create a section with the class of why us. Inside this section, we are going to be using a div with the class of section, img, and container. Inside there, we are going to be creating a new div with the class of image layer, and inside there, we are going to be just specifying one image. Okay, so outside from all of these div, but inside this section, we are going to be creating a new div with the class of content container. Inside this content container, we are going to be using h1 with the class of main headings. And let's just provide like why choose, yeah, that would be fine. And now let's just provide a span in here with no classes, nothing inside there, but I'm gonna just put like us in here, so us and question mark. And underneath this h1, what do we have to do? I'm gonna just write so I'm gonna provide primary headings. So we are now reusing that class, so let's just copy that content from here as well. Yeah, I'm gonna copy all of that content, so go to the bottom, and I'm going to paste it inside this primary headings right here. So outside from this paragraph, what do we have to do? I'm going to create a new div with a class of, you know what, outside from this div even. So I'm going to create a new paragraph, but not out. You know what, outside from this paragraph, I'm going to create a new div with a class of cards. Inside these cards, we are going to be creating a card with a class of card, and then fill. Okay, so let's just zoom out a bit and save our file, and this is how currently things looks like. But now let me hit enter. Let's just create a new card with a class of star, and we are going to be placing our HTML entity in here. So we have an and symbol first of all, yeah, and symbol. Then we have a pound symbol, and then we have 9733, and now let's just close that. Let's just write h1 with the class of card title. Let's just put our title in there and write a paragraph for card info. This is going to be the paragraph, not a div, so let's just change that to paragraph. And yeah, I'm gonna paste that lorem of a few lines, not that much. Elite would be fine, so yeah, I guess that would be fine, or we can increase that later if you want to. Underneath this paragraph and div, let's just create a new card. So this is going to be a div with the class of card. Then we have h1 with the class of card title. Let's just provide a title to it like quantity or quality would be fine. And let's just reuse that paragraph, copy it from here, and I'm going to paste it right here. So if you save that, let's just reuse this card one more time. So I'm going to just duplicate that. So then we have a card title to be like something else, maybe heritage, and the other stuff would be fine the way it is. Now underneath this card, first of all, let's just create a new div with the class of card and also card fill. Inside there, what do we have to do? We are going to be writing our star one more time. So we have our div with the class of star, not start, but just a star. Did I just spell that start or star? It's not a start, it's just a star. And I'm going to also copy that from here, and I'm going to be pasting right here. Let's just provide h1 with the class of card title, and let's just provide some title to it, like community would be fine. COMMUNITY. Okay, so let's just provide a paragraph. I'm going to copy this paragraph from there. I'm going to paste it right here. So if you save our file, we are totally done with this card section. So now let's just get into our style sheet, and now let's just style that. I know there was a lot of talking, a lot of typing. So this is it. So if you want to check it out, so this is how it looks like for HTML, and this is how it looks like in the browser for now. Alright, so now let's jump into our CSS, and now let's just style that a bit. I'm going to zoom in a bit, and let me just write a comment for myself like what? Why choose us question mark section start. Okay, so duplicate that, and this is going to be the end of that section. So inside there, we are going to be selecting our why us container, and display will be now set to totally flex wrap will be now set to wrapping, and justify counter will be now set to space around. Align items will be also set to center. Margin for the top will be now set to 10 rems. And now if you save our file, and nothing is working the way we expect them to work, let's just see. Something is wrong. So we have popularity, product, and then we have our container why. Oh my goodness, not why use, but just why us. And this is how it looks like for now. My bad, sorry. And now let's just start working on our image layer. So why us in this case, not why use. Don't be stupid like me. And then image layer, and width I'm gonna give him like 400 pixel, and height will be also 400 pixel. Background color will be now set to like main color, COLOR, and border radius I'm gonna give him like 100%. And if you save that, and this is how it looks like, I'm gonna zoom out. And now let's just take care of that image layer and that image inside that layer. So I'm going to write a y us, then image layer, and then img class. So I'm going to provide a width of like 400 pixel, and the height will be also 400 pixel. Background color, not color, but a background image will be URL. Go to the images and check out that one. So I'm going to just select that one. Let's just provide a background size of totally cover, and the background position will be now set to totally center. Okay, so if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so now let's just take care of this area like cards and stuff. So first of all, let's just select our cards, not buttons card, but just a card is. And let's just provide a display of grid on it, and grid template columns. So we want 2 columns of 2FR and 2FR. So if you save that, okay, and this is how it looks like right now. So now let's just take care of these each card inside that card section. So I'm going to just write like a card, and let's just provide a width of like 200 pixel, and height will be 150 pixel. Padding I'm going to give him like 20 pixel all around, and margin for the top I'm going to give him like 40 pixel. Let's just provide a border radius of 5 pixels. So if you save that, and this is how each of the card looks like right now. Okay, so what do we have to do? We are going to be using that card fill, and let's just use card and then card and fill. If the card is fill, so we want to change the color of that to be like I don't know, E3, not 3 again, but just add kind of a long color. So add, oh my god, E490. Okay, so this is going to be the card color, and position will be now set to relative. So if you save that, so here you can see both of them will have the class of card fill, so that's why we are now getting that color. Anyways, so now let's just take care of that card fill and then that star which we provide right here. So I'm gonna just write like card and then card if that card is filled. So we want to select that star. Okay, so we want to provide a width of like 100, not 100 but 10 pixel, and the height will be also not 100 pixel but 10 pixel, and padding will be 15 pixel, and border radius will be 100%. And let's just use a background color of that same background of like primary color. Okay, so let's just use the position of absolute. The other one was relative, so this one will be now absolute. So 15 pixel for the top. For the left we want negative 10 pixels. So display will be now totally center. Justify counter will be center. Align items will be now center. And font size, let's just increase that to 15 pixel, and color will be totally white. Okay, so if you save our file and let's just see what's going on. So we have a card, then we have a card fill. So let's just remove this card from here. So if you save that, okay, something is not working. This is not a start, man. Start. So save it, and now here you can see why am I writing start? It's just a star. All right, so now here you can see it's working the way we expect them to work. Now let's just take care of these what do we call it, the h1. So let's just write card and h1. So we are going to be changing the color to be totally black, and the font family will be now set to sans serif. The font size, I'm going to increase that to like 70 pixel. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. So now let's just take care of that paragraph as well. So we are going to be writing a card and then selecting that paragraph, and let's just change the color to be like 999 like so. And I want to also provide a font family of sans serif, and font size will be 12 pixel. Okay, so I'm going to also provide a margin for the top of 20 pixel. And now if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so if you want to provide a lot of text in there, so you can or you know what, I'm gonna just leave it the way it is. So if you want to provide a lot of color, not a lot of colors but a lot of text, so you can also provide that. Anyway, so that was the end of why choose us section. So I'm going to just go to the bottom right here, and now let's just take care of that features section. So features section start, duplicate that, and then this is going to be the end of that features section. So now let's just write a section with a class of features, and now inside there we are going to be creating a div with a class of content container. Okay, so let's just write h1 with a class of main headings. Best span it to, let's just zoom out, features. Okay, so if you save that, this is how it looks like. Underneath this h1 we are going to be writing paragraph with a class of primary heading, or headings to be precise, and I'm going to be just getting that primary kind of a heading from here, copy that and come to the bottom, and I'm going to paste it right here inside this paragraph. And now what else do we have to do? Now let's just create that cards one more time. So what can I do? You know, underneath this paragraph I'm going to be writing a card, div with a class of cards. Inside there we are going to be placing over different kind of cards. So we have a card and then card fill. So this one is going to be the card of fill. And now let's just write a div with a class of star. So we are going to be also reusing that star. I'm going to copy that from here. It's kind of a lot of symbols to write, so I'm going to just place it right here. And let's just write h1 of delivery. Let's just use that paragraph one more time. I'm going to copy all of that text. I'm going to paste it right here. Or you know what, that text would be fine, so I'm going to copy that from there and I'm going to paste it right here. Okay, so this is going to be the card fill, and let's just duplicate that a few times. So I'm going to just duplicate that one time and two times. So let's just change these titles to be like something else. Guarantee, and then free repair, like so. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like for now. I know it's looking awful, so now let's just take care of that real quick. But before we do, we have to also write an image container as well underneath all of these divs. Now let's just write a div with the class of img and container, and also display will be none. So non. So once we hit some sort of a certain media query, so we want to remove that. So now let's just get that image, and which is that Bruno or whatever you want to call that. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so now let's just get into our CSS, and now let's just style that a bit. I'm gonna write a comment for myself like featured section start, duplicate, then featured section end, and now inside there let's just select our featured section. I'm gonna give a margin for the top like 10 rem, and display will be totally flex. Flex wrap will be now set to wrap, and justify content will be now set to space around. Align items will be now set to totally center. And now let's just start working, or you know what, let me just save that. And this is how currently things looks like. And I guess that's looking awesome. I don't have to write a lot of other things, so I guess that's looking awesome, you know. I don't have to do anything else for this feature section, or we can decrease the size of the images if you want to, but I guess that's looking cool. So finally, let's just take care of the footer section. Alright, so now let's just start working on our footer section start, duplicate, then footer section end. Okay, so let me just write a footer. Inside this footer, we are going to be writing a div with the class of logo container. Inside that, we are going to be using a logo like so, and lorem ipsum of that lot of lorem ipsum. I'm going to copy that from here, come down and paste it right here. Okay, so this is going to be our first div. Underneath this div, we are going to be using or about company like so, and let's just write a div with the class of container, and let me just write h1 of about in here, and then paragraph of news and blog, and let's just write a paragraph of features and paragraph of about us. Okay, so in this case I'm going to duplicate this container 2 times, and let's just change this title to be like something else, maybe like company, and also this blog and stuff to be how we work question mark. Let's just change these features to be capital, and also this one to security, this one to support, this one to FAQs, okay, and then support one more time, support, and this one will be for contact us. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like. So now let's jump into our CSS, and now let's just style that a bit. Let me just write a footer styling start, duplicate that, and this is going to be the end of that styling. Let me just get my footer. Background color will be now set to totally primary color, and let's just use a margin for the top of 10 rem, and display will be totally flex wrap will be now set to wrap, justify content will be set to space around, and align items I'm going to be using like center, and height I'm going to give them like 100 VH, and color will be totally white. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like for now. And now let's just take care of that h1 or footer, then logo container of that h1, and font size I'm going to increase that to like 4 rem, and the font family will be now set to like main color, not main color but main font, and the margin for the bottom I'm going to give them like 20 pixels. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. Okay, so these h1s. Now let's just take care of that paragraph real quick. So footer, and then logo and container, and take that paragraph from there, and I'm going to give a max width of like 400 pixel will be fine, and font family will be now set to sans serif. Line height I'm going to give like 25 pixels if you save that, and this is how it looks like. So now let's just take care of these. I'm going to write first of all a footer, and then about company, so which is about company. Let me just copy them. I'm not sure about if I just type it correctly or not, so I'm going to paste it right here. Anyways, so let's just write a display of flex on it, and flex wrap will be now set to wrap, and justify content will be now set to totally center. Align items will be also set to centered. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like. So now let's just put a little bit of spacing in there. I'm going to select my footer, then about company, and then container, just container. Okay, so let me just provide a margin. Margin for the right will be now set to 40 pixel. Margin for the top will be now set to 20 pixel. Save that, and now we get a little bit of margin in there. So now let's just start working. You know what, let's just put a little bit of spacing inside these h1s and stuff. So what am I, so I'm gonna just write about about company, yeah, ABOU, about company, let's just get our container and h1, and I'm gonna give a margin for the bottom of like 50 pixels. So if you save that, that's a little bit of margin. And now let's just use a margin for about company and then container and that paragraph as well. So I'm going to just provide what? I'm going to give a margin of like margin bottom of 20 pixel, and I'm going to also change the font family to be like sans serif. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now, okay? So you can play around with that if you want to in your spare time, but in my case, okay, it's looking cool, but now we have to take care of that by using a or media queries. So now let's just write or responsiveness in here. So responsiveness. I know the spelling is wrong, but I'm not gonna waste my time writing a spelling. So what do we have to do in this case? Let's just start working on our first media queries. I'm gonna zoom in a bit and let's just write a media for only a screen, and also if the max width is what? 1150 pixels. So let's just get our image container first of all, and let's just provide a width of like 340 pixels, and this is going to be the 8 for the height as well. And this d none class which we provide right there, so we are going to be using display of none in there. So if you save that and if you make it bigger, like not that much, so let's just see. So here you can see everything is working the way we expect him to work, and this is going. Now I want you to watch this. So if you hit that 1150, and that image will be gone from the viewport right here, okay? So now let's just create another media query. So let me just write a media only for screen, and the max width is just like 900 pixels. So let's just select our header, a lowercase header in this case, and this is going to be also a px for lowercase. So let's select our header, and height will be now set to 120 viewport height, and text alignment will be now set to totally center. Justify content, I'm going to give him like center in this case as well. So if you save that, let me just see if you make it a bit smaller. Yeah, it will push it right here. So let's just see, right click on it and push that to the bottom. So if you had like 900 pixel, yeah, this is how it looks like right now. What else do you have to do? I'm gonna cut that from here. Now let's just take care of that by using our header content. So let's just select our header and then content container. So let me just provide a margin for the bottom, margin bottom of 6 rem, and margin for the top I'm going to use like 4 rem, and margin for the left I'm going to give him a 0. Now if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now, okay? So kind of a good to be precise. And now let's just take care of that popularity section as well. Let me just take care of that real quick. So if I just write a popularity, not product, but popularity like so, and I'm going to give a margin for the top to be like 22 rems, kind of a long one, and text alignment will be now set to center. So if you save that, and there's a lot of alignment, so yeah, now it's looking better. Yeah, that's looking better. So if you just remove that 22 margin, and it will now just squanch together right here. We do need that margin for the top. So if you save that, now everything is working the way we expect him to work. Anyways, so let's just also take care of, we don't have to write the display of none for this one because we already take care of that right here inside this media query to be precise. Now let's just write a final media query for a 600 pixel. So media for only screen, and for the max width, if the max width is like not 400 but 600 pixel, so we want to just change their primary headings to be like, let me just give them a width of like 350 pixels. So if you save that, now let's just make that a bit smaller like so. So it will now take that 350 pixel right there. So if you just comment out, save it, and if you just uncomment it, and now if you save that, so it will now just take like 350 pixel off the width. Anyway, so now let's just take care of the image containers. So let me just write img and then container, and inside there I'm going to put like a width of like 300 pixel, 350 pixel to be precise, and duplicate that, and same will goes for the height as well. So if you save that, so the image container is now totally small right here, okay? So if you just comment this line out, and if you save that, It's kind of a little bit big. You know what that would do? That would do. It's kind of fine. But I'm gonna also provide anyways if you want to play around with that, so you can. And now let's just take care of popularity and div, and now h1. So we want to take care of where is our popularity? We want to take care of that real quick. I'm going to just use like a font size of 2 rem. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now, and it's looking better. And now what else do we have to do? Now let's just take care of that popularity div, popularity and div. So we have to just provide a font size of like 0.9 rems. So let's just write a text alignment to be totally center, and also the margin will be 0 auto, so that everything is now totally at the center. And I'm going to also provide a margin for a top to be like 7 rems. So if you save that, and this is how it looks like right now. So popularity section is totally responsive if you want to play around with that. Anyways, so now let's just take care of our main heading. So these are looking totally big, and this one is also looking totally big. So now let's just decrease the sizes of that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to just write our main heading, not primary one, come on, main headings. Let's just select that, and font size will be now 3 rems. So also text alignment will be set to center. Okay, so if you save that, yeah, that's looking totally fine. Totally fine. So you can play around with that if you want to, but in my case that's going to be fine. But let's just provide a little bit of margin right on that cards right here. So I'm gonna select that real quick. Cards, and margin for the right will be just like 5 rem would be fine. So if you save that, and now they're looking totally cool. And also for the fill these one as well. So now let's just take care of that, and this is going to be our final step for this project. So card, fill, and margin for the left, I'm gonna give them like 10 pixels. So if you save that, and yeah, they are looking totally gorgeous. Anyways, so congratulations, and we are now totally done with our project. We make it bigger, and this is how it looks like on a bigger screen, and you already saw on a smaller screen. We are now totally done with this project, so I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.